You are on the channel Topical. So, Cannes, the film festival just wrapped up. And, well, obviously the movie's got a lot of attention, but so did some of the attendees.
Yeah, several figures who've been under quite a bit of public scrutiny lately.
Exactly. So today we want to kind of unpack these appearances, these situations, and see what they might, tell us about where things stand in the entertainment world right now, based on what's been reported, of course.
It's definitely interesting. You see a huge global stage like Cannes becoming, well, almost a sort of flashpoint for these ongoing talks about accountability.
Right.
Who gets invited? Who gets celebrated? It sends messages, doesn't it? Whether they mean to or not.
Okay, let's start with maybe the most talked about one, Kevin Spacey.
Yes.
He actually received an award, a Lifetime Achievement Award, Excellence in Film and Television, it was called.
At a gala dinner, yeah. Held by the Better World Fund, not the festival itself, but still. Held at Cannes.
And the timing is, well, it's something.
Yeah.
All this comes after years, since 2017 really, of these numerous allegations of sexual misconduct.
It's legally quite tangled, you have to say.
Yeah.
So he was found not liable in that Anthony Rapp civil case in the U.S.
Right.
And the criminal charges in Massachusetts, those were dropped. Plus, he was cleared in that UK trial for sexual assault charges.
But that's not the whole story, is it?
No, not at all. Despite those outcomes, the cloud is still there. There are, I believe, at least 2 other civil lawsuits still active against him in the UK.
Still alleging sexual abuse.
Exactly. And the total number of people who've come forward is, well, reports say over 30 accusers in total.
And then there are things like the comments from Guy Pearce, who worked with him way back on LA Confidential. Pearce made accusations, and Spacey's response was basically, grow up, you are not a victim.
Which, didn't exactly help matters for him publicly.
No. And then Spacey himself, he's drawn these parallels, comparing his situation to artists blacklisted during the McCarthy era.
Right, I saw that quote. Something about standing up for principle and history repeating itself.
It's a bold comparison, you have to admit.
Very bold. And one that, well, invites a lot of discussion. Even the award itself. They called it an engagement award.
Engagement award? What does that mean?
Apparently, it's for people who have engaged, inspired, and mobilized for a cause.
Huh. Okay. So giving that award to someone facing these kinds of allegations.
Precisely. It sparked a lot of criticism, understandably. People questioning what kind of engagement is being valued there.
And the festival itself. Cannes.
They put out a statement pretty quickly, said they had absolutely no involvement, didn't even know about the invitation or the award. They distanced themselves.
Okay, so this whole Spacey situation, it kind of feeds into this bigger picture, right? About #MeToo and Cannes specifically.
Definitely. Especially within the French film industry. There was a Variety piece recently pointing out how Cannes really became the place where the #MeToo conversation, maybe it belatedly, landed in France.
We've seen other things, too, like Gerard Depardieu. He just got that 18-month suspended sentence for sexual assault.
Right. And it goes beyond individuals. There was that French parliamentary inquiry, wasn't there? It found that misconduct was, quote, endemic in the entertainment sector there.
Endemic. Wow.
Yeah. And you had politicians like Sandrine Rousseau calling for Cannes to be a place for a real shift in mindset.
So did the festival do anything in response to all this pressure?
Well, they did bring in a new rule this year. Specifically, banning people accused of sexual misconduct from the red carpet and from presenting films.
Okay, so a concrete step. Did we see that rule applied?
We did, actually. There was an actor, Theo Navarro-Mussy. He was apparently barred from his own film's premiere.
Why?
Due to past accusations. Now, the criminal charges against him had been dropped, but reports said his accusers were planning to appeal, so the festival seemingly enforced the rule there.
So an attempt at stricter guidelines, at least on the surface.
Yes, but then you look at who else was there, it highlights maybe some inconsistencies. Or just the complexity of it all.
Like who?
Well, Ezra Miller, for instance, appeared on the red carpet for a film called Die, My Love. And Miller, as you know, has faced a whole string of allegations, abuse, grooming.
Right. A lot of controversy there. Anyone else?
Shia LaBeouf was also there.
Okay.
He was on the red carpet for the Phoenician Scheme and did a photo call for a documentary, Sloss and Rack.
And LaBeouf has his own serious situation ongoing, doesn't he?
Yes, he's facing that trial later this year. His ex-partner, FKA Twigs, is suing him with really serious allegations, sexual assault, battery.
And that documentary he was promoting, Sloss and Rag,
Ah,
hasn't that also stirred things up?
it has. There are reports, anyway, that it contains footage of him behaving violently towards acting students during workshops.
So having him attend the major festival like Cannes, given the pending trial and these other reports,
Yeah,
it does raise questions, doesn't it, about industry standards or what's acceptable?
it certainly does. And then, sort of swirling around all of this, there was another controversy, albeit a different kind:
Oh, what was that?
the dress code.
The dress code. At Cannes. What about it?
They updated it, apparently banning nudity and also voluminous dresses.
Voluminous dresses.
Yeah.
And nudity. Why?
Well, the interpretation by many was that the nudity part was a direct response to a couple of recent instances where women had shown their nipples on the red carpet,
Okay.
and the perceived irony wasn't lost on people.
What irony?
The contrast.
Yeah.
Implementing stricter rules about what people wear, specifically targeting female bodies in some interpretations.
Well, at the same time, you have attendees present who are facing really serious allegations about their conduct toward others.
Exactly. It led people to question, what aspects of behavior the festival seems most concerned about regulating. Is it hemlines, or is it, well, something else?
Yeah, that's a stark contrast when you put it like that.
It really is.
The festival has this stated goal, right? They say they want to guarantee that the films submitted have respected the safety, integrity, and dignity of all contributors.
Mm-hmm. That's their official line.
But when you look at some of the people who were welcomed, or at least present, this year, it does make you pause and think about how consistently that goal is being applied or how it aligns with what actually happened.
It really throws that ongoing challenge into sharp relief, doesn't it? For the whole industry, really.
Yeah.
How do you balance celebrating art and artists with the need for accountability, for ethical standards?
So, yeah, this year's Cannes Film Festival,
Yeah.
it was definitely about more than just the movies.
Absolutely. It sort of unintentionally became the stage showcasing these really complex, often uncomfortable intersections. Fame, allegations, accountability, it's all playing out there.
Well, we should probably reiterate, everything we've talked about is based on what's been publicly reported in the news.
Yes, absolutely. These are complex situations drawn from available reports, and they highlight just how nuanced and, frankly, difficult these conversations are within the film world. About reputation, about consequences.
About what values the industry actually prioritizes.
Precisely.
So ultimately, what went down at Cannes this year,
Mm.
it leaves us, and maybe you listening, with some pretty big questions. How does the industry navigate this stuff? What's really important to them?
Yeah, it's clear this conversation isn't finished, not by a long shot.